Yeah.
Oh.
But
That's
hey,
early.
man, let's do it, man.
I ain't okay.
I need a soundboard.
You
Hey,
don't
man,
have
say, man.
headphones.
You have one
Do.
right there.
There it is. Welcome to another episode of the Stuck in the Middle podcast, because you know it's up and it's stuck weekly.
week.
Y'all know what it is, man. Before we do anything, I got to give some shout outs to y'all. You know why? Because y'all really, truly know how to subscribe. And it's very simple. What you want to do is +1 on all the plats. And when you're doing that, make sure you double punch. That's how you get all the notifications about all the new videos we put up, all the new reels, any new content. You'll be the first to know. We're on our road and we're almost there. But I keep the fan with me.
What up? Higher Ed Fred, Coach Hef in the building.
Be with Cooks, we locked in, baby.
The resident unicorn, the resident mother unicorn, you know what I'm saying? Cori from Cori's Corner. This is my pup Perry here for another week. We're excited.
Perrito.
Perrito.
Onaka.
Well, y'all know what it is, man. We're a pop culture podcast. We show up every single week to do what? Discuss pop culture. Duh. We do it in segments, though. The first thing we do is start off with our recap. Got to tell y'all what we're on, so see what we're stuck on for the week. From there, we go straight to you guys. We reach in that inbox, and we pull out your Stucky Situations. I don't know, I felt weird to say.
I know, without singing.
Yeah. We pull out your Stucky Situations. We try to get you unstuck. We read through them, and hopefully we got some advice. If not, we throw them to the comments. From there, we move on to B Wood. B Wood's going to tell us about what's stuck and stupid in the world.
Oh, my God.
And if it's too stuck and stupid, we do what?
Put him on the wheel.
Hey. At the very end, we have this little moment of vulnerability and do some shadow work with Cori. Hopefully, he'll help us get us unstuck by the very end, put a bow on it, and send us on our way for the week. Guys, that is the show every single week. About an hour, hour and a half. Hope you stick around. What we stuck on, guys?
First off, can we be stuck on B Wood's outfit because the color scheme is crazy. Look at that.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Zoom in.
You know what it is?
is?
You know what it is?
Come here.
It looks very Stephenville. It looks like he's about to go.
Minus the logo, though. Like,
Yeah.
that's a little bit too
Speaking-
crisp for
Yeah.
Stephenville.
Yeah.
Stephenville.
Yeah.
That's what I've been stuck on. Higher
Oh,
education.
this is perfect. This is
I've been
perfect.
stuck
You
on
like that?
higher education.
I mean,
was
it's the
like,
NBA draft.
Wait.
It's the NBA
No,
draft.
top
Was that
business.
a Bronny left hand?
That was
you
a
you said
LeBron.
left
Can
hand.
Bronny go left hand?
That was a LeBron.
Oh, okay.
No
okay.
more Bronny talk.
Off the
All right,
board.
I'm
My
sorry.
bad.
All right.
I've been stuck on higher education. First and foremost, I just got back from Milwaukee. We went to the Akuho I conference.
What is that?
And the boy was
Association
traveling.
of College and Housing University.
University Housing Officers.
Housing officers.
Listen to
the,
these guys.
the international. There you go.
He's the guy.
Basically, there's an organization nationally called Akuho.
Okay.
Then there's a I one, so it's international. It's all housing officers from around the world. Then there's different regions. Like we're in the Southwest, so we call it Swakuho.
Swakuho. Is there an OVO?
Let me hear you say
Says it nine
Swakuho.
Swakuho.
Say Swakuho.
Swakuho.
This, that. That's hilarious. Well, I went to that conference. It was great. There was there was a speaker there talking about generations in the workplace, and it was chef's kiss. She was amazing. Hope to work with her later on. But anyway,
Consenting chef's kiss.
no, chef's kiss is the chef does it to the air.
Thank God.
Do we not know what a chef kiss is?
Oh.
I'm not explaining it. Anyway, also Milwaukee, 6 out of 10. It's not bad. 6 out of 10. Food, 5 out of 10. But the beach on the lake in Michigan, well, that's probably a 7 out of 10 because they didn't have a lot of stuff on the Riverwalk. But it was cool. I digress because guess what else happened? So this week, what has blown up in higher education is my alma mater.
What happened, bro?
Shout out to Tarleton State University.
Ooh.
There is a professor there, a beloved professor. Katie took him freshman year.
Is he the poo?
Are you saying the name?
Nah.
It's
Are you
not
dropping
poo?
the name?
Oh, his name is Ted Roberts, I believe.
Oh, we're dropping names, yes.
Man, his name is all over the place.
I think, yeah, he's all over the place. I think what is important,
Ted.
first off, I am a paying alum. So I get to say whatever I want to say.
Yes, sir.
Y'all take my money, and I got my degree from y'all. So
Where's
I'm gonna say
Tarleton
what I wanna say.
located, man? Tell him.
Tarleton's in Stephenville, Texas. I got my undergrad from there and one of my masters from there.
I had my kid
So work there, love it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Tarleton. So
Disappointment.
Dr. DeTavio, we graduated under Dr. DeTavio, Dominic F. DeTavio.
one
F.
of the
Dominic
goats
DeTavio.
of all presidents.
Love him. One of the best presidents of all time. There's a new president there. I think his name is Hurley, President Hurley.
Yep.
This man, so he
Hurley?
yes, Hurley is a businessman, and I cannot say that he has not transformed what Tarleton looks like. He has. Oh my gosh, it is like a true college town now. You go there, and you will not. you've been to Stephenville, you will not recognize Stephenville if you go there now.
Sure.
It looks completely different. And that's thanks to him. So I'm not saying that, but I think you messed up. They built parking garages and other things, which is even crazy to think about for Stephenville.
Yep.
And they said, hey, parking is going to go up from $100 to like $450. It's a large jump for a lot of people. So people were, of course, disgruntled and sending emails to people.
5 times.
Now, President Hurley said, I'm going to call some sort of forum with all the faculty. No deans. It's just me and the faculty. You can say what you need to say.
This in the higher ed world / HR world, that's called a skip level meeting.
Skip level.
Yes.
That's exactly right.
There you go.
There you go.
Okay, what's the purpose of a meeting like this, people?
Vulnerability.
To
Change.
be able to show vulnerability and also accept some of the feedback and criticism.
100%.
And if it's enough to where you need to change it,
Make it.
you won't have to make the change.
City Hall made it.
So this is an opportunity in leadership to gain the trust of the people who you've pissed off.
Also known as town halls.
Do you
Yeah,
feel
town
me?
halls, not
Okay.
city halls,
Okay.
town.
Not all town halls go well, whatever it may be, and the outcome may still be the same, but people want to feel heard. They want to feel like they had something a say into this.
Right.
So they go to this forum. Apparently, in the forum, he talks about parking very briefly and then moves on. So, professor steps up. Professor has done research about parking rates for schools that's in the A&M system, like Tarleton, schools outside of the system. All of this, he's done all of the research, even down to the average salaries of people who work at Tarleton.
Wow.
Right? Like, is this something that's going to be feasible? Not just maybe for me, but for like somebody who I know is making a lesser salary, like who's just working parking or working as a custodial or whatever. You're jumping it up on them too. So is there a plan for increased hike salaries later or something? I don't really know, but we need to talk about this. But because he skips forward, the professor stands up and is like, hey, can we talk about this? Like, I have actual research, and I think we need to talk. A lot of us are disgruntled on this.
With that tonality?
So apparently, this is what all the faculty said when the article came out. This is what I read. It got testy, but it was never less than cordial or disrespectful.
Probably just
Was the guy that was talking back, like, what was his ethnicity, race? You
He's
know,
a white veteran,
okay.
male.
Oh. Okay.
Does a lot of work with the veterans on campus.
Oh.
Very esteemed professor. You ask people about him and you ask students about him, they love him.
He
was there for like 13
he a great
years.
white
He's been
guy.
there.
He a great white.
You know what I'm saying?
No, that's a
Shark,
good thing.
It's Shark Week.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
It's a good thing.
Anyway, after that exchange, no even later than the week, he gets a call from his dean that says, hey, we need to talk, or email. He emails back, like, what's it about? I guess the dean didn't email back. The dean actually comes to his office and lets him know that they are not renewing his contract.
And then they said that the reason why was because of
Well,
I see what you're
so
saying. I get
he
it.
goes back and he's like, yo, what is going on? He's recording all these conversations. What's happening? Why are y'all not renewing my contract? Because I spoke up. Like idiots, they say it on the tape, basically, insubordination of your con to the president will not be tolerated.
Woo, you can't fire nobody for that in Texas like that, can you?
Yes, you can.
Can you?
I'm
Can
asking.
technically,
well, at will.
but they're not saying they fired and we're just not renewing your contract. You see what I'm saying? There's levels to this.
Okay.
The faculty have all come together to write a letter and sign it, petition.
to get him not
to get him back, to
That's
say
right.
you should not let him go. He is a well-esteemed colleague of ours.
Wow.
And let's think about the precedent that you're setting.
Right. What does it look like?
We
for
can't
anybody
even
else?
talk to you now about anything. If we can't talk to you about parking, or we don't trust you, we can talk to you about anything. Because if we talk to you, you're just going to fire us if we have any kind of conflicting
discourse.
opinion in you.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Was it 150 or 400 a semester, a day, a month? Like what was it?
It's normally a semester.
It's normally a semester.
So $300 spot, and who pays that? Financial aid out your pocket?
No, you
It's
gotta
out
pay
of your
out your
pocket.
pocket.
So if you're a faculty or staff, you have two options. You
So
can
it's
pay it up
$1,000 a
front,
year.
Or
you can
payroll
take it out of
deduction.
your check as a
Yeah.
payroll deduction.
So $1,000 a year.
So my boy, he you know,
No, it's probably more than that because you still have summer. So like, if
Right,
you're
you
teaching
got
in the summer,
summers.
you got to pay for summer.
Right.
went up on the fees.
It's probably,
he went up.
uh,
Probably like 1,200.
Like
My boy
12.
said
Right,
they got
right.
surges on burgers. I said, what
Right, and he
saying?
said, and you know, he said himself, I could afford it, but like there's people out there who won't, and they're not gonna
Facts.
stand up, so he stand up on their behalf. Right, very noble thing to do.
Yeah,
And sometimes
yeah.
you should be airing out what's going on at work. And if you can't, we talk about creating a toxic environment. If you throw in the word toxic, if you're in a place where you can't just voice your opinions, even if the outcome's not going to change, you should be at least able to do that without fear that you're going to be
Without
retaliated on.
recourse. Yeah, especially if it's professional.
100%.
100%.
That's not to say that we're not going to get like, I'm not going to, it's not going to seem testy. I didn't call you out your name. We didn't get disrespectful. We didn't get none of that.
Yeah, but I can still have passion when
Exactly.
my point, and I can do all. It's
Bro,
a
you're
debate.
the president. You should know that.
Mm-hmm.
You
Now,
ever had a debate in your life, sir?
I haven't listened to the recordings, but right before we hit record, my wife just texted me and she sent me the thing. She said the recordings dropped.
Lord have mercy.
Oh, that's why you were lit
That's why
about
I was like, well, because
I want to see it now.
I want to listen.
We need to drop it now. We need it.
You
Get
know
it.
what I'm saying? I want to listen to
Now
it.
this is now if this is how you get the president unstuck. President, listen. If I was you, I would have did levels. I would have, hey, you can get a VIP parking, $350, $450.
But the problem is there is no levels.
There's no
It's
levels to
either
give. Yeah.
parking garage or
no
street.
parking.
No, I'm saying like
No,
you
but
don't
just-
have like front row access. Like if you don't want to walk far,
right.
you could
create some sort of tier program.
yeah,
for
like a
what you're saying.
tier. Like you know what I'm saying. You
And
can
it's
park
just
closer
fake.
for
You
the
know,
400.
I know that if I made a parking garage, I gotta make so much money in 20 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Could we even do it in a way that's a gradual increase? That by year 5 we're getting what we actually need, but for those who have been here, they're going to see it gradually increase, and then for those who are new coming in, they'll never know. But parking costs $600 a semester or whatever.
And here's the thing. That's another thing. Normally, parking for faculty and staff is cheaper than for students. So imagine what they're charging students.
That's why I want to see the recordings. Because if he didn't
100%.
break it down like y'all always say, just break down the budget and cost to me.
Let me see it.
And let me see it. If he didn't break it down, you're fraud. President,
Yeah,
you're
And
fraud. Get him out of
you
here.
also have to realize one thing. Like there's something that as presidents, as university officials, you have to understand the faculty and staff are your constituents too.
Mm-hmm.
And like
Oh, that's a
your
good point. That's a good
university,
point.
your institution physically cannot run without them.
That's a good point.
That's one thing that you really have to like weigh.
You don't want
You know
them
what I'm saying?
revolting, bro.
Like you can't. And faculty have, which is one thing I've always hated. Like faculty have way more power than staff. They do.
100%.
I hate that as a staff member, but it is true. They have power.
When they band together, they're gonna get what they want.
Yes. Like for a prime example, you know the institution I worked for last year. Faculty were mad about everybody getting a raise. Faculty got 7%. We got 5%. But we were all originally only gonna get 5%.
Either way, that's what I've been stuck on. Cause what the heck, and to think that like little old Tarleton,
Mm-hmm.
I would think this is like a Texas A&M, some sort of larger established.
Which
Little
Texas
Tar, he
A&M,
trying to come up. He
Texas
trying to come
A&M
up.
went through it
What
too
time?
with their
for
Title
sure.
IX
Boys in
coordinator.
the league. Boys in the
He
league.
trying to come up. Hey, he was like, hey, maybe they won't trip on a little $300 spike.
Nah,
well, they got you, buddy.
Nah, boy went up to the financier. Was like, hey, how much? You said it cost $250 per.
Yeah.
What if we did 4?
And I know the person that came up to him with the idea was so lit. Hey, boss,
Yeah.
we can make money here.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
you know, Professor got you. Mine's quick. I'm stuck on should I watch Bridgerton or should I not?
You
Can
should.
somebody please tell me what it's about?
should.
I couldn't wait to ask one of y'all all day. I was like,
still
man, I
haven't
can't wait
watched
to
it,
ask
so
you.
y'all
You
about to
should.
tell me whatever.
Can
it
you
is.
please like not spoil it, but give me
No,
like
do you like any type of like royal family type things?
He
I
won't
just like
watch
drugs and
Game
money.
of Thrones, so no.
Yeah, I just like drugs and money. That's it.
Yeah, he doesn't like Game of Thrones, bro.
Then maybe you won't like it then. But I do
But
think
I like history. Like I like if it's business
It's
involved
not-
in it.
But it's not
business.
real, though, right?
It's not history in the sense of like it's actual factual.
Mm.
It's just set in that period of time. Does
Yeah,
that make sense?
I can't even. There's no business in it. Like they
No,
ain't like
no,
transaction, buying
It's
property,
more of
nothing.
like a
Love and
romance type of
romance
show.
and drama.
That's why I've been
bro.
trying to get on Yellowstone because you said
No,
there's business
Yellowstone's
involved in
tough.
it.
Listen, bro, that's one of the
Yellowstone,
greatest
Tough.
pieces of
Katie and
whatever
Matt
you
got me on
wanna
that
call
mug,
it.
and the second I hit play,
You
I
can't
think I
turn it
caught
off.
back up in less than a week.
You can't turn
So
it
I
off.
probably, Bridgerton pass. You know,
Yellowstone,
nothing
tough.
major.
But
Hey,
I
yeah,
like
Bridgerton
it.
passed.
Supporting black directors.
Mhm.
She good.
On Bridgerton?
Do you not know who directs Bridgerton, bro?
No, I'm
Okay,
I'm
bro.
lost. I'm out here. I'm out of there. Who?
The one and only. I want to look it up.
Please don't say the big name.
Look it up. No, she big.
Not the one. Not the
She
who I'm
big.
thinking. The great.
Just guess.
The one that be always with Debbie Allen. Debbie, she's like a man. She has dreads like kind of long.
You talking about Ava?
Yeah, Ava.
Or okay, your guess is Ava.
Or is it Issa? Don't tell me it's Issa.
First off, Issa.
Issa? Don't tell me my girl Issa. Issa, I'm sorry.
So which one is your
baby.
guess?
We're talking about director or producer.
I'm a Purdue. Oh, that's a good
Probably
one.
producer. I think.
Let me get two of them. I'm gonna throw Oprah out there because her money's stupid,
What's the answer?
and then Issa.
Producer is Shonda Rhimes.
Come on
Oh,
now.
Shonda Rhimes is.
Rhimes.
Oh, I gotta go.
Miss Rhymes.
Come on now.
The scandals and
Come on
Grey's
now.
Anatomies and
Come on now.
Hey,
How to Get Away with Murder.
Yeah, come on now.
Y'all should
you know
have
how
said
people,
it.
you know how people say Miss, and then they say Mrs., and then there's Ms.
Yeah.
Hey.
Well, that's
Rhymes.
to me that's still business
Shondaland,
because
boy.
she's so like great. If it's somebody great, I'm like I gotta get it.
That's why I say you should watch it. Even if it's not in your forte.
I'm in there. I'm in there.
Shonda know
Don't
what
worry
she
about
doing.
it. Yeah, don't worry about
I
it.
see
Don't
what
worry
your
about
knees
it.
are stuck on.
That's all you had to say. My bad.
Stuck on knees.
Yeah, my knees hurt.
Whoa.
But I definitely y'all are
We
trying.
off of it, right?
Y'all are trying.
Jay-Z said we off that with Drake.
I
Oh
just
my
wish we
God.
could bring back these nuts. I was just thinking about that. Whoa, that's crazy.
Anyway, so I'm just stuck on this temperature. It's hot. It's hot. Chill.
It is.
It is hot.
And I'm stuck on change and appropriate change. That makes sense. Like
Barack Obama?
kind of like we were talking about
We
the
shadowing?
skip level meeting. There's a change in my at work that's like it's not that I'm against it, but like it's a dynamic that shouldn't happen. And it's
You're against it?
I'm against the flow because it creates a barrier to our students. It creates a barrier to our clients. And so the people who are making the change just don't see it. They don't know how to do the
Sometimes
work.
You gotta just run into gotta bump your head.
Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, the malicious compliance is something that is so real. And I have learned in life that I just need to do that and
Yeah.
take everything at face value.
Especially when you take a
Take a
check.
L.
What I say, you taking a check from somebody.
And that's
Yeah.
what I'm gonna do. So like from here on out, if you want to pull me away, cool. Every single time I have a meeting, I'm gonna force that meeting to be on a different campus.
Well,
Pay me my
yeah,
mileage.
you can play the
Pay me
game,
all these miles.
but
Yeah,
as
you
long
can
as
play-
as long as you're playing the game, then
Yeah,
Yeah.
Don't
You
just
should've
be
been doing
bucking
it
the
anyway.
don't be bucking the system to be like, no. If you're
Yeah.
gonna buck the system, do it in a way where you playing the game. Like, look, all right, I'm playing the game, but
You
you're
only
not gonna
loyal to
overdo
yourself,
it.
baby. Then you
I've been
loyal to
telling
no
people
business.
all week. This is what mom used to tell me, my old knucklehead. So, hey, you wanna drive a certain way, build your own road. But as long as you on somebody else's road, you gotta follow the speed limit.
Whatever it say.
100%.
Now you can buy your own car, you can deck it out.
Yeah.
You still gotta follow the rules of the road or the road that you want unless you build your own.
But my thing is that like you should know your value too. At the end of the day, still go to those places and get that money.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that-
100%.
Bag
but
that money
it's
up.
not even. It's not really about that. It's creating a barrier that's not
Oh.
necessary. Like, and for me and what we do, when you're coming to my office or when you're coming to me, you have met a pretty life altering barrier already. And then for you to have to come find me or to reach out to me in a different way, rather than me already physically being there.
Oh,
That's
I
a
got
barrier.
you. Nah, I
Yeah,
get what
so-
you're saying. I get what you're
And we
saying.
come
I get
from
what
like
you're saying.
there's kind of a two-part system when it comes to two types of employees in higher education.
Mm-hmm.
It's employees who are business minded, and you need both.
Yeah.
There are people who are business minded who are going to grow the business of the educational institution. You don't have them, you don't have nothing. And then there are people like us who grew up in a leadership development thing, and so we care so much about the student experience that things like this, when we see there's roadblock between student and me, and we're making it harder on the student, we see opportunity for the student to not be successful. The two have to mesh, and sometimes they don't. Sometimes the business wins, sometimes the leadership wins, and it really got to be a little bit of both. And we
Yeah.
be passionate about like, I'm telling you
100%,
right now,
yeah.
the students are your clients. None of us are getting nothing.
And
if
this
it-
is, but like, I'm doing the pros and cons. I'm a numbers guy. Like, numerically, mathematically, financially, this does not make sense. Like,
It's gonna
Run
cost
the-
them more
run the-
money.
yeah,
It's
it's gonna
stupid.
cost them
It's not
more.
only dumb. It's gonna cost you more money.
exactly.
Yeah, I see what you're
It's
saying.
100%. And like, at the end of the day, if you want everybody in the world to be all under one roof, if that's your mentality, cool. Fork up this money because that's what it's going to take.
Yeah, but also we're assuming that they're being fully transparent
Yes.
about.
that's the other part, right? That's the
Yeah,
business
because
part.
there could be, and that's the part that I always respect because I've been on the other side where I can't tell you what
No,
I want
yeah.
to tell you.
No, I
You
don't
just
disagree
have
with that
to
statement
ride
at
with
all.
me
Right.
right now.
The only difference is that was literally in the job description. That was what we were
Yeah.
hired for.
Ooh.
Oh, right. So when there's and that's different. That's true.
Yeah.
And
When
without
there's a
up and pay.
change to the like,
As of right now, no.
when there's a change to something that's in the description, there's nothing that I ain't gonna lie. That's the thing that pissed me off about being at SMU.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, and that led to so much things when I had the meeting of I just want to do what y'all hired me to do. I feel like I've been doing other stuff, and that did not rub. That didn't what we say. It didn't love me well, and it didn't love them well. It rubbed them the
Knowing your
wrong
value,
way.
bro.
But on to bigger and better things. What you stuck on?
Man, that's actually a great question. Stuck on a lot of things. Right now, I'm stuck on that game cam. Boy, I installed it and it just keeps
I
going
seen the
off.
beer.
Well, it keeps going off, but we don't see nothing. But then today, today.
You put a cam out on the property?
2 of them.
That's
I'm
life
Wait,
flex.
and you've been seeing movement but nothing?
What kind of
Well,
cameras?
it'll snap.
It's a kukui.
Nah,
What kind of
hey,
cameras?
I don't know.
I want to see if you're
It's
flexing a little bit more.
it's a spy point. No,
Oh
it's a
my
spy point.
God.
LM2. Don't disrespect me.
Yeah.
Got it on sensitivity medium.
Yeah.
About 85 feet out.
How many acres you got?
Now we're doing a lot.
IRS.
IRS, I got nothing.
I mean, I don't know.
You know what?
I
just
don't know
sold.
what you got.
I got negative land.
Okay.
IRS.
I don't know what you got.
You know what? I'm gonna be real. If when we did the survey, we got a total of 1,000 acres. So 1,000
I was
followers.
alley-ooping. I was like,
Come on. I picked up on the slack. We need 1,000 followers. We're almost there.
How many cattle you got?
That don't have nothing.
I was about to say 1,000 cattle. Like, I
No,
thought
no,
we
no.
were
Well,
keep
we
going
already
on.
lobbed 1,000, so I mean,
Yeah,
next
yeah.
week I'll have 1,000 cattle. How about that?
Yeah, there we go.
That's what I'm stuck on this week and every week. You know, at the end of the day, we want to look at that camera and make sure that we're not in a
Stucky situation. We gotta do one in Spanish. Too.
Yeah.
I know that
There we
did,
go.
that did sound like
Hey.
we needed a little, like a down. It
Yeah.
did sound like we need to go down.
I thought after we said
It's
that,
not trying to be fraud. It really just sounds that good. I know we explain. What episode is this?
38.
38.
We're still explaining that? Hell no.
No, but listen, I really thought at the end of
Oh,
that
name a
one,
play. Oh, my bad. I just.
Well, I was gonna say I thought at the end of that one we was gonna hear that. What's up, Marlon? Say cheese.
Hey, name a player real quick before we get to name a player in 38.
38. Where's he 38 at?
Episode
I thought you said
38.
Episode 38.
Oh, episode 38. Name a player.
Yeah,
Quick, any
player,
sport?
any player,
Any
anything,
sport?
any sport.
That's really hard.
That's hard.
Wow.
It's hard.
Wow. I'm even thinking like.
How old was Vince
baseball.
Carter when he left? He was.
Vince Carter wouldn't
No, I'm
know.
talking about
I mean,
the
LeBron.
jersey
How
number.
LeBron?
Jersey
Oh,
number.
you
said
Like
jersey
38
number.
like
I was
that.
saying,
Carter might have been 82 when he left.
If I say, where are you going with this, bro?
I didn't know it had to be
That's
the jersey.
tough.
You just
Hey,
said.
we gotta come back to that.
If
I'm
you
stuck
know,
with it.
put it in the comments.
Put it in the
Yeah, put it in
comments.
the comments because that's a tough one for me. 30. I'll come back. The whole time I'm gonna be thinking about it. Go ahead, Jern.
All right. So this submission is from a female, 25 to 34, Black African American,
Hey, good job.
and single. All right. Here it goes. My name is Deja, and I need some advice on a messy situation. So, I'm 26 and I live with my best friend from college. We've been roommates for 2 years, and it's mostly great. But lately, I've noticed stuff had been gone missing,
Uh-oh.
i.e., makeup, clothes, even some cash. I'm pretty sure it's her, but I don't have any concrete proof, just a strong gut feeling. I don't want to accuse her without solid evidence and risk ruining our friendship, but I also can't keep letting this slide. It's stressing me out, and I feel uncomfortable in my own home. Should I confront her directly, try to catch her in the act, or find another way to address this without causing a huge blow up? Ugh, I hate drama.
Yeah.
Man.
First of all, Terrell Davis.
Nah, he might have been 36.
Just double check me. This is
She
a tough one.
ain't in love, but
This is
only
a-
on
spin it off, I'm
camera.
with this
I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna jump
Only
this one
on
off. I had
camera.
a similar situation happen to me in college, and shout out to my boy Dub because he's about to. I'm sure when he listens to this one, he's gonna be like, "Man,
Are you dropping the name?
it's what?"
30.
Are you dropping the name?
It was 30. Yeah, I'll drop. Actually, I don't remember his name now.
I love name drops.
Yeah, no, hold on. Give me a second because it's gonna come back to me while I'm talking about it. Anyway, this is our second house we had moved out to because we didn't live on campus for like the last 3 years of college. We was off campus every single year after
This
that.
one that got broken into, or the one I
No,
seen?
no,
the
this
Victorian
is
one.
no, this was the best one. This was the old.
He was
school
a
house.
thug back in college, guys. He's a new man
sorry.
now.
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah,
I lived rough. But no, this was the
The
nice
one with
house.
the high ceilings.
Yes, this was the nice crib that we threw a party in literally every week. People would like all the fraternities that didn't have a house would come to our house and then pay us money and say, "Hey, we'll just use your." So every week we had a party. But when we got there, I had saved up some money from the summer. Dub had saved up some money, and we paid our roommate who found the house. This is somebody that we had trusted at the time, and he had found the house. So we paid him the money to get the house. So we come, I moved all my stuff in. I paid 2 months. Ian paid 2 months. We're doing our thing. 2 months in, it's time for us to pay our rent for the third month, right? So we, have been working this whole time. We get our money together. We go over to his name was Mr. House. Like the landlord named Mr. House, he lived right next to us. Walked over there, handed our little check to him. He starts going through the money. He's like, "Hey man, you guys are really short." What you mean?
yeah, I remember you told me this.
He's like, yeah, man, I haven't got rent from you guys in like 2 months. So everything just started trickling back at that point, and we started realizing, like, oh my God, he took the money. And immediately this guy started trying to ghost us. He would literally not show up to the house unless we were gone. He'd pull up to the front and see our cars, and would like drive off and come back at like 1, 2 in the morning sometime to avoid us without giving us some money. I had to fire him up. I had to beat
woke
him up.
like Ghost and Tariq.
No, so he was no, you're not understanding me. Like, it would be times where I don't even hear him come in the house, bro. And I'd wake up and see his car pulling out of the, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's crazy, bro. He was crazy.
He was living on edge.
No,
Yeah.
so we played a trick on him. Because Doug was mad, I was mad, we played a trick on him. And, I mean, he got beat up twice, essentially.
Yeah,
this wasn't the first time. I had to whoop him for the money, and he got beat up later. But, yeah, so I got to go on this one because I got a similar story. Like, so what I can tell you, because it is your actual friend, right? Like, this is your best friend. So this is a little different. Right? And, you know, this has been your best friend since college, so this is just a little different in that sense. If this is your best friend, there is no moment where it's not going to be, let's just get this out the way. It's going to be testy.
No matter which way you address
100%.
it.
I don't care how soft you come at this. I don't care how like lightly you approach this.
Yep.
As somebody who experiences this himself, and even as I've been in positions like this where I've had to defend myself of things like I didn't do these things. And so if let's say that this person ends up not being responsible for these things you're talking about, and now there's going to be a moment because they're like, what? What are you talking about? And I've been on that side too. I'm like, but what are you talking about? So there's just get that out the way. You're going to have I won't call it a blow up if you do this right. The way you should do it to get unstuck is start with acceptance. We don't come into this pointing fingers. Say, you know what, it's missing. I don't know where this stuff is. I'm tripping. I've been misplacing this stuff. In my mind, I've been tracking it, making sure I don't misplace it. I just can't come up with it. I'm not accusing you of being the reason why this is happening. It's just really strange that I'm losing these things. I want to make it aware to you because I am going to pay attention going forward, like about where my stuff's going. So one or two things are going to happen right there. She's either going to be diabolical. She's gonna keep doing what she's doing.
100%.
And now you're gonna have to you're gonna have to put hands or whatever you're gonna have to do. Call the law, whatever you gotta do. Or if this is her and she has a soul and she does want to stop doing this stuff, then she stops, and then either way. But I don't think there's gonna be a moment where there's no contention. 100% there's gonna be some contention.
I agree.
I just say I agree, and then get you a camera.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's all I was gonna say.
Do all of that, add a camera to it because when you have the evidence, that makes it even better when you got to go to the law.
That's it.
Or
give it a case of the beats. Or
camera.
It ain't even got to be all that. Get the camera. Move your thing. If there are valuables, put them somewhere in a locker or something like that. Put them in a safe. If you go with the camera route and whatever, like Matt said, any way you address the situation is going to be accurate. This is your best friend. I also think, if you care about her and there are things that are kind of missing, is this a sign that maybe she needs help in other ways? Meaning, do you need help? What they say on the movie with the, oh my bad. What they say on the movie with, oh my God, was the Best Man with like the reunion or the one that just came out when Terrence Howard looked at old buddy and said, do you need some money?
Yeah.
It might be one of them type of conversations where it's listen.
But you got to stop there. If she says no, don't be like, well, I'm wondering because. No,
right. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Or even if you caught her on camera, it's like, yo, what's up, bro? Like, I rock with you. Maybe I haven't set this. And that's the other thing. Have you set this boundary?
That's why I just said, let's set it. Because I'm assuming you have not based off this conversation.
Right.
So let's go ahead and set it. And that way there's no hard feelings.
How often is just like people assume things, bro? Like, we family and we still have boundaries. I can't just walk into Jeremy's house and do whatever the hell I want to do. He going to be like, hey, I know you're my brother and I love you, but do not do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's still respectable things.
Literally today, on today's episode, or not today's episode, but walking up here, I got here earlier than our scheduled arrival time. And I was just like, I'm not even going to walk up to the door and knock. Like, just knock, make sure he home. It takes like, it's a boundary.
But most people know that that's my boundary.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Don't pull up to my house because I will leave you outside.
And I stayed outside until I got the text that said, bro, yeah, you can come on in.
But it's just little things, right? And that's family. Like, your best friend basically is your chosen family. So it's the same thing. If you haven't had the conversation about the boundaries, you're just going to have the conversation, but you just got to do it from a true, loving perspective. Mm-hmm. Like, that's it. If you go in there and it's petty and everything else, I would reflect on yourself and how you approached it.
Game over.
Just approach it really true, really loving, because you're not going to be able to take the moment back. And we'll probably talk about something like that later.
I want to add another thing. Like you said, that this is makeup, clothes, and even cash. So a lot of these things or at least the 3 things that you listed right here, are personal items. These are not items that you would normally have lying around the house. And y'all are roommates, which means you're not living in the same room. This is a 2-bedroom house. You each got a bedroom.
Lock your door.
Lock your door, or you shouldn't have the fear of setting up the camera because this is your own
100%.
Your room is truly your personal space. Like, you're sharing a house. I understand the common areas are the common areas, but your room is your personal space. So I would throw that camera up so fast. Like,
and let them know, like, without letting them know, like, don't be egregious with it. Oh,
Right.
I'm putting up the camera. Let them see it. Like, hey, I got to put up a camera. Like, some stuff been missing. You know.
I mean,
Or you didn't gotta say that.
I'm not saying I wouldn't say that because this is my
No,
own
I'm with
personal
you.
space.
I'm on the same.
My
I see
thing
what
is
you're saying.
this:
Go ahead.
I am not protecting nothing. At the end of the day, this is my house and stuff is coming up missing. I'm 25 and money's coming up missing. I think you're taking my money. I'm gonna say what I want to say. I'm putting up cameras. If I see that you took the money on the camera, I'm gonna say, hey man, you know, like, it's sad that it had to get to this point. And I'm gonna tell you, like, hey bro, you took money from me, and it's sad that I had to get here because you could have asked. I gotta separate parts because I don't want nothing to, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe say it like that, but
I'm
the
just saying,
reality,
like,
why am I
he said,
hiding
like,
how I
Houston.
feel when you took my
said,
stuff?
I'm just saying, I'm not
You
hiding
took my
it.
stuff.
I'm just saying, like,
100%.
this is my room. I
Well,
shouldn't have to
you
tell
don't-
you anything.
getting
That's
the
the
goes on.
other
cameras.
thing too. The other thing is, she put on there, I don't want to accuse her without solid evidence.
The camera.
That's what I'm saying. So if the camera thing happens, sure. But before then, you don't get into it because it's just like
Don't talk
accusing
about it.
somebody of anything,
That you don't
and then
have
that's where you
nothing
stick because like, what if I really did not?
But you know when the cameras come and y'all are roommates, and we'll just say unless the cameraman fast, you know, he could be fast. You know what I'm saying? But again, if it does take him an hour or so and they just happen to see it, you don't hide nothing. Say the truth.
No, I'm
Don't
not gonna-
hide anything.
I wouldn't hide anything either. I would literally be like, I'm putting up cameras, bro. You know, I've been reading news about safety and everything else. Or, hey, my brother bought me a camera, so I'm finna put all the cameras up or whatever. If you don't
It
want
ain't
it in
gotta
your
be
room.
nothing. Yeah, you can keep it just like that.
Or, hey, I'm putting up camera stuff been missing. Maybe I've been misplaced some stuff, and I just want to be able to go back on my content and see where
Boom.
that's it.
Whatever.
But that's
Yeah.
the actual truth
Yeah.
because she knows. Well, what if I actually misplaced it? See, one thing about me, I'm just not in that phase no more of just having to hide nothing. The truth is, stuff is missing in my house, and it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
That just don't make sense. I live here, and I have
Well, if
actual
you,
money
no, for
missing.
sure. If you spin it back on your, like I like that. If you spin it back on yourself, you like, hey, bro, stuff been missing. I don't even know if I'm misplacing it.
I
So I
think
want to
it's
be
me.
able to roll back.
So
I
I
think it's
gotta
me.
put
You know what I'm saying?
I gotta-
You putting it out there on you. It's not accusatory because you're accusing yourself.
And the tonality too, because
Right.
that tonality don't.
Because
You coming
again,
hot, boy.
the human nature of things and relationships in general,
Facts,
and you
facts.
know this, bro. You got a wife, you got kids. There are certain things in your life that you're going to do,
yeah, facts.
maybe even lie about because of the relationship you have with this person. You don't want to
100%.
hurt them or whatever else. That's just the human element of it.
I'm
Now-
really just capping.
No, for sure. But
No,
I
you're
think
gonna
you can
fraud
still-
how you go to him. You're not gonna go to
Yeah.
him
If you
and
going to raw, like, say, bro,
Nah,
you
you
took my
can't.
money.
Nah, yeah,
Bro,
you know I'm
whoa.
frauding you.
Now,
Check your tonality
at
too.
26, you're not. 21, I feel like people be loose and wild at 21.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
you
still
are,
kids.
yeah,
You gotta
Yeah.
check their little.
When you get
yeah,
older,
yeah,
you
yeah.
recognize that, like, at the end
Delivery
of the
matters.
day, this is something that you can come back from and still build your friendship on.
100%.
Yeah.
If
Or
it
break
is.
it right now.
Or break it, right? And I know that the relationships are the crux of how we grow and the crux of having a great life. So if I very much so value this relationship, I have an opportunity. This isn't unforgivable. And there may also be, again, hey man, I couldn't tell you, but like, I'm down bad. I can just only really afford rent. And every once in a while, like, I need extra clothes or a little extra cash. And it's like, I feel you, bro. You don't want to be, it's embarrassing.
Of course.
I'm gonna have to laugh at my boy. He do that to me. I'm gonna have to laugh after I smack him. Like,
Hey,
come on, man.
facts.
bro, you
That's not to say that there's not, you can't choose how people react, right?
Facts.
Yeah, because whatever they say, you gotta have to deal with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I could be cool with it. Brian could smack you, whatever it may be, you got to deal with it. But it also could be an opportunity that after I smacked you, it's like, okay, cool, listen. You know, I had to smack you up because you was being disrespectful. But, bro, just come ask me, bro. If I had got to give you the shirt off my back, I give it to you. But we had the
But it's
only
still an
way
ask.
forward, facts, the only way forward in our friendship is honesty and vulnerability.
Yeah.
So if I need something, you got to say it. If you need something, you got to say it. And we got to check in on each other, whatever it may be, real stuff. If I ask you, are you good? No, for real. Tell me if you're not, like, type of thing.
And I'm learning giving grace is almost really more effective.
Yes,
My
you
goodness.
gotta give
That's
grace,
the
bro.
biggest
talk, bro.
That's the key to life.
That's
Just
the
saying, hey,
biggest.
you know, I saw it. It is what it is. But next time, just ask them, bro. I got you. No problem.
And here's the crazy part.
You might save their life after that. Real
That's
talk.
literally the hardest thing to do, by the way.
Yeah, that's
Oh
one
my
of the hardest
gosh.
things to do.
Yeah.
Give
That's
grace
a demon
is hard.
you gotta slay.
Yeah,
It is
that's
tough,
hard.
boy.
'Cause you don't want to be stuck and stupid.
Yeah, because you know, if I got to put you on the wheels, over with. But Stuck and Stupid is a segment where a person plays their thing, finds herself in a stuck and stupid situation, and then we put them on the wheel, baby.
Yeah,
While Cori loads that up, dang, we missing the presidential election. We missing a lot of stuff
Hey,
right
I
now.
know, I
The
want-
second
hey,
half of the
Oh,
show.
that
Yeah,
debate
but-
going on tonight?
You know I got it queued up.
No, yeah, what I say, election?
Yeah, no, you said
Yeah,
election, but you meant
debate.
debate.
We knew what you meant.
That debate going on tonight, huh?
Yeah, it's going on.
And they said Biden. They said Biden.
I
gave
don't
up the
like
last
nobody.
word.
I just think it's gonna be entertaining. I just
Yeah.
want to see it.
Me too.
That's it.
I got it queued up.
I ain't got no on demand. I'm
Hey,
streaming.
I got
Co-
recorded.
Oh, Twitter will go crazy. I'm not tripping.
Corey, spin that wheel.
Hey,
Hey,
we got sound back.
he took the mute button off.
Stucky.
We got sound back.
Yes, sir.
I didn't hear it.
Is it stuck and stupid for Will Smith to have to apologize to Chris Rock again after all this time?
Yes.
Yes.
Hold on, what I say?
Is it second stupid?
yeah. I had a stuck fart, a brain fart.
I say
Yeah, I think no.
I say no.
Yeah, I'm no.
Well, time out. If we're on the semantics of have to,
Yeah, there you
Yes.
go. There you go. If we're being
if
petty,
we're-
yes.
if we're not on the semantics,
Should he be apologetic for the rest of his life?
Yes.
100%. Does he walk around every day going, I apologize, I apologize? No. How about you do it through the work? That's what I mean by
That's it.
yes
Yeah,
to
yeah,
this. No, I'd rather you not tell me you apologize. I'd rather you show it to me.
I say no because I think that it needs to be public.
He already did it publicly.
No, I'm talking about with Chris Rock. They need to get it. You slapped him, so go
But
in the
that's
same
a-
room, and
But
I want to see if
that
I
but
takes
that
two
takes
people.
two parties.
Yeah,
I know.
Chris-
That's why I said until
Right.
until
Chris
it
has
happens,
to-
it's never
Well,
done for me. You
Well,
slapped him, boy. You ruined his life.
I respect you in that case. If Chris responds and says that we should do a public thing,
He don't do it.
and
And
they,
until if he never responds, then Will Smith. I mean, I'll still watch the movies though. Now, don't.
Yeah, no, yeah.
But they did a slap scene.
Bad Boys was just
in
out
Bad
there.
Boys, right? They definitely trolled him in Bad Boys.
oh,
They trolled who?
Chris Rock. Yeah.
No, see, that's why. See,
They
You see what I'm
definitely
saying?
trolled
That's
him
not-
in
nah.
Bad
that
Will.
kind of yeah, Will. You
nah,
tripping.
Will, you slap him.
Now I
you
gotta
gonna
go back a
troll?
little bit. Come on, bro.
You going Drake?
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know. Yes.
Come on, bro. No,
He
he
going
didn't,
Drake
bro.
now.
Was that him or was that Eddie? Like Eddie Wrighton or
Hold on.
Eddie?
You can spoil it though. I haven't seen it yet, but y'all can spoil this past the time.
There's
Yeah.
just a scene really
For
where
2 weeks past, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Martin Lawrence keeps slapping the shit out of Will Smith.
Oh no.
Yes.
Chris is done. Like, did they zoom in or anything on it?
It was definitely zoomed in. Now they tried to frame it as like Will Smith was in having this panic attack, so he's trying to slap him out the panic attack, like out of like the sunken place or whatever.
Oh my
But it was
gosh.
excessive, and you could tell that it was excessive because you could have just did it one time or anything else. Mind you,
So
they're
now
in
we're
the
doing
middle of a gun battle,
self-sabotage?
bro.
Come
They're
on,
in the
man.
middle of a gun battle. Any
gosh.
noise could have
That
set
is
him off.
ridiculous.
Thank you, bro.
You
Like
know
it's
it's
over
petty.
the top.
In the middle of a
it's in the middle of a gunfight. That's
Yo,
petty,
I
bro.
can't wait to see it.
And
man.
maybe
Because not only that, you're trivial. Like, so now you're doing self-sabotage. Just wait for the man to pick up your phone call, dude.
yeah. Now he's like,
Now,
nah,
okay, I gotta
slapped.
back up a little. I didn't know that was in the movie. That's a little stuck air.
Yeah, they're.
Oh, you haven't seen it either?
No, I'm 2 weeks out.
Yeah,
But
I'm
also,
too.
you got to look at it like Kenny and Drake. Like maybe they've got real beef, and Will saying it out loud, whatever. I apologize, but really he like, oh,
And Chris Rock is like, they not like us.
exactly. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it
Did
may
he
be.
even apologize on the interview? That little interview that he did? That
Yeah,
thing?
I
Did he
mean, but
actually apologize?
He also came out and did like
That letter?
a video apology, but which again, some people can say he's an actor. He's gonna, that's his curse forever. Even if he's being genuine, if he gets
You'll
in front
never-
of a camera
That's
to do
everybody.
it,
You'll never know.
yeah, if he gets in front of a camera to do it, as genuine as we think he may be and possibly is, public perception is always gonna say he's acting.
I can't believe it's like he never did it. I forgot all about it.
No,
Anyway.
yeah.
Corey, spin that wheel.
I'm so happy.
It's crazy.
the audio
I,
back.
You can hear it now.
no, I can't.
It-
I
it be
used to be able.
swapping.
Yeah.
It'd be swapping. I don't be knowing.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh. Is it stuck and stupid for the taxes on products to be what?
To not
to not be.
included.
Let me redo that because that did not hit me too hard. Is it stuck and stupid for the taxes on products to not be included in the posted cost?
I say
That's
stuck. Yeah.
and I know in some other countries they do it. like
Every
that.
other country, pretty much.
I think that it's stuck. You said not posted. I think it's stuck.
I think it's stupid because
Yeah, I
why
think it's
not?
stupid. They should post it out.
Well, the only reason I would say maybe why I'm A or no, I don't know, is because and correct me if I'm wrong, the taxes off the total of the purchase, correct?
Well,
Yeah.
Yes and no.
So
it's
like
called there's two. It depends on where you live. There's a food tax. There's a sales tax.
100%.
It just depends on your province, right? What state you live
But
in.
each place is built in. So in other words, like say if you're going to the store, the bread is $2.99, but after taxes $3.49. Should that $3.49 be out there? I think it should.
But like, here's what I'm trying to
100%.
say. If it's, and I don't know if the math is mathing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I may be wrong. I don't know. I'm not a math person, and I hate taxes. Why I have to do my taxes at the end of the year when you know how much I'm supposed to pay because you're gonna pay me back or tell me I didn't pay it? It's asinine. But anyway,
That's I know.
We love you, IRS.
I don't. I'm not gonna lie.
No, me neither, bro.
You are a fraud.
Yeah, what you gonna do? Audit me? I ain't got no money. I'm broke.
Real
You
talk.
know what I got.
literally.
If it's $3.49, right, and let's say chicken was $4.12, but after taxes it was $5.29, right? Is the tax that you're gonna pay for that state the inclusion of both products, or is it I bought 16 products and I'm getting taxed on the entire price of the 16 products?
You're saying how's it right now?
Yeah, because it's like if
You're
it's,
saying do they just take the total $2.99, and then they just tax the whole thing, or do they tax each one separate?
right,
So right
do they tax
now,
the whole thing
currently,
or do they
it's-
tax it one separate?
It's the total and then
Yeah,
the
and
tax,
then they
right?
tax the whole total.
So the difference is like
The subtotal.
overseas, it's like that total.
Everything,
it kind
every
of
individual
comes
thing
out.
is taxed.
Right, but like it's taxed at a set rate. So like everything is 3.25%, right?
And then everything
so,
shows it.
And if you come down to that same list of items, it ends up being practically the exact same cost.
So then what's the difference?
There's no
There is
Yeah.
no difference, which is why it's always a big argument. So the reason why this was brought in was because I literally like went into doom scrolling on TikTok, and there were like 9 videos in a row about people from other countries coming to America, and this was one of the things that pissed them off the most.
Yeah.
Was when they
So
go
it's a
shopping.
difference of like mindset of
How to add it up? Because it's all going to
Right.
equal. If you do
Well,
3
no,
points,
it's just like it's that. It's not.
So
it's
I,
the
I,
same.
I was
It's
gonna
just
say
a surprise
if
cost.
you
well, it's not surprised because at the end of the day, if you have 3.25 taxed on $2.99, and then you have one big cost, and then you tax that, it's still going to be the same number.
No,
regardless.
it's a surprise because
You're
all
not
of their
expecting-
lives,
right, you're
they
expecting
saw
one way.
$2.99, and it's always been
so
$2.99.
y'all ready for the
Okay, I see what you're saying.
y'all ready for the end? Because the business side of me says genius. It's genius because marketing tells you
100%. You want to see the lesser price?
no, you want to see 97 or 99. You don't want to
Well, I'm
see.
talking about
.00.
if you're putting the taxes, like especially when you're selling cars, bro, call it what it is. If I show you the tax title license before you see the actual price of the car, you're not buying the car.
yeah, 100%.
So like showing the lesser price. No,
no, seriously.
if a
No,
price is
no.
$39,000
No,
and I
he's
show you
hitting it. He's hitting it on the
47,000,
nose.
it's over with.
Yeah, if I showed you, this is just like this is stuff you can Google. But if I show you a .00 price and I show you one lesser, like so it says 3.00, and I show you 2.99, 100 out of 100 you're grabbing the 2.99. Not because of not and crazily
He's right,
enough,
though.
it's not because of the .99. It's because you see that 2 instead of that 3. You go, oh, that's cheaper. It's 1 penny. So if I know this about the psych, okay, we'll just play the psych.
100%.
I'll play the psych all
give me
day.
those numbers again.
I'll show you.
So-
I'll show
Because
you.
in other words-
I can see both. Like, I'm sorry, I can see both. Like, especially for big purchases. Here's an example.
Sure.
I just bought Katie a Sony A6100.
Flex.
Yeah, that was a
Okay,
light
you
one.
know,
You know what I'm saying? Quick flex.
I was just at Best Buy. That is a flex.
do you feel me?
Yeah.
It's a big price.
Mhm.
Now I have to factor in like how much is the tax
Taxes.
going to be? You know what I'm saying? So like
Mhm.
the listed price
Mhm.
is one thing, but if I go there and when I scan it, they're going to tell me it's $200 more.
Yeah, it's a marketing ploy. man.
Right. So I would as a consumer sometimes I would rather just be like, hey, with tax, even if it's like in parentheses, it's $1,200 with tax. And it's like, damn. Sure, from a business side, the consumer's not gonna buy it, right? Or they'll try to go find one cheaper. So I get it. The
If
marketing
I
side
want
of
you
this-
to, if I want you to make a run on the bank, I tell you there's no money.
right.
Okay.
But no,
so in
you're right
a
on that.
flip of that, if I tell you there's a run on TVs and they're $1,000 plus tax,
Yeah.
you're gonna see that $999.99. You're not going to see that they're $1,000. You're going to see 99.
And they know you can't
our
add
brain,
the tax.
Yeah, our brain sees that .99 and it does something. I'm telling you.
Well, I think it does something.
It is
on-
psychological.
Well, no, I would like to see the study because I've seen studies like this, especially particularly on lower price things. I think larger price things, we see them, especially talk about black folks. If I tell you something $67, what you gonna say? How much it costs?
70.
Yeah, $70.
Or look, somebody $100. That's
Yeah.
crazy,
Yeah.
right? Because we don't be adding up like that sometimes.
No, we just try to do tax right there, and to us, like $30 is the tax.
Yeah, but like,
It's
hey, bro,
$100.
golly, or it's just close. Anything post 50 is up.
Or they know
But,
they're
like,
gonna break that 100, and no matter what, they're gonna
Right.
bust them 20s down.
I think,
he's
a
right.
97
He's
over
right.
99 is crazy,
Yeah.
but you could have just put it at 5. I would have been 5. The 1 cent different, if the number was 5 and you went to $4.99, sure.
Yeah.
So if you bought a
But
TV,
it's-
wait, hold on. So you're telling me that if you bought a TV, and again, we live here, so we can talk about the differences, right? So you go to the store right now in America, Best Buy, and you see the TV. No difference. All you saw was the 2 different price looks. One said $21.45 and didn't have the plus tax. The other said 1199.99 plus tax.
Well, that's
Something about your brain.
It's
No,
a
no,
lesser.
no,
It's
no,
a
no.
lesser price, so you're
No,
gonna
for
take
sure.
the price.
You
So
just
you're,
mind
so
just
you're
goes
gonna
for
do
it.
this. You're gonna say, oh, this one's over here is cheaper because in the parentheses in the small thing they put plus tax, and the other one they didn't.
Yeah.
Then when you get to the counter
It's the same
and they
price.
scan it and it's either the same price or more, you're gonna be like,
Go put that back.
go
on
put
the
it back
other
and let me go
TV.
get
Well,
that.
no, I'm
there's
saying that the price that they're showing over here is the price with tax.
So
right?
there's not a science. I don't know what the science is, but I'm telling you, in the car business, there is something when you price something at $11,999 and then you price it at $11,997. Psychologically, we're programmed when we see 999, it doesn't look good. It just
997
looks
does
so
something.
like
Look it up, bro.
997.
No,
it
no,
does.
I know.
yeah.
I've read this study before.
For a buyer, it
particularly
triggers
because
something.
it does because
Yeah.
we're so used to seeing the 999.
It scares
and
you.
and for us, it's like it's just 1,000. The stupid thing is we're dumb.
Yeah.
It's all 1,000.
We're like,
Yeah,
ooh,
it's all 1,000.
Right,
Yeah.
it's
We're
all
like,
$1,000.
oh, look,
$2
we put
like,
2
it's just
pennies
$2.
off 8%.
Yeah,
Right.
what is that? Like, you know what I mean?
It's all 1,000.
Yeah.
You're trying to save $1 where it really doesn't matter.
Mhm.
Now you saving $1 or some pennies on gas. I think that's a little bit different because you can see as much as you use your car, you can see that savings kind of tick up.
Now
after
this
a
is
while.
this is a great argument because I get into this a lot with people. This is it. The discount doesn't matter if you had to drive more than 3 miles.
true.
'Cause you
This
do
is also
way-
true.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
what's the
You got
it's
to
per
factor out
gallon?
everything.
Yeah, per gallon. What's the gas right now? $4
Yeah.
on a low.
On
I
a
wouldn't
national
know.
average.
Thanks.
Yeah, I mean I'm testing.
Shout out to
I
DoorDash.
don't know. I got it yesterday. I seen it at 319. The day before, I got it at 298.
What? So that means nationals like 550 or something like that.
something probably.
This is why you got to get points.
So you're right, but 1 gallon is a mile or something like whatever. No, 33 miles is 1 gallon. So let's say you're driving around all day long and you're about to make that one little stop that puts you over the edge, and you're going to go make a purchase and you got 5% off.
Yeah.
It's a wash, man. You just spent that
As long
money
as
on
you're
gas.
within your 1 mile, or as long as you're within your 1 gallon range.
Come on,
100%.
man.
I
It's
never thought of
okay.
it like that, but you're right though.
But people go crazy for the little pennies. They be like, bro,
no,
you just,
Well, it
when
just-
I had
yeah,
a
it
gas
just-
car, I used to do it all the
I
time.
drove the- I
as long
drove
as
to-
it was within
No,
my
no, no,
range.
I drove the Flower Mound.
Now
I went
that-
to Plano. I went to
Yeah, that's
I went to
stupid.
come on.
If you're going out there, you just wasted
on.
your money.
Yeah,
Come on.
I'm talking about if I'm hitting one in the city, like 7-Eleven. I used to love this in Dallas.
Oh my
7-Eleven
goodness.
would give you the
best
the,
points.
the lowest average in points in your area.
That's right.
So then you can lock that in for like 4 days. So anywhere you went for a 7-Eleven, you were getting that price.
Good.
So if you got it, sometimes, bro, I would wake up Tuesday morning at 2 a.m., lock in the price because at 8 a.m. is going to be higher.
Mm-hmm.
And I can get my, bro, shout out 7-Eleven.
I
they
love
still do
7-Eleven.
that, bro.
Yeah.
They
Food
still do
gas.
because right now
I
they
didn't know
just
that.
now they do the points, and every single time, $1 is like that's like 10 cents or whatever. But as it adds up, it takes all of that off of your total.
I ain't
Nah,
gonna
you
lie.
can still
Racetrack,
like
racetrack
I
got
love
me.
them.
Yeah.
Racetrack, the 10 cents off all the
Walmart,
gas every
bro.
time.
Walmart, bro.
Walmart has
Murphy's
always
crazy,
hit.
I don't
bro.
like Walmart.
Yeah,
Their
bro,
gas
Murphy's
is
gas
trash.
is
Their
trash.
gas actually
Their
messed up
gas
the
is
car.
trash.
Like they
Yeah,
actually
their
messed
gas
up
is
cars.
trash.
That's what.
Don't
give a
care.
damn.
Yeah, personally,
Where you
I don't
charging
really-
up
I
at?
don't know.
I'm not charging up at Walmart. I'm charging up at home.
Shout out
La
to
Casa.
Now until they get it. If Walmart got a charger, I'll stop there.
Yeah.
I
What?
didn't hear no audio on that one. What happened?
Sure. Oh.
And it didn't come back.
Is it stuck and stupid for movie production companies to buy theaters?
This is a good question. I'm really.
I don't think it's stuck and stupid.
I
do.
think. Oh my god!
I do unless they're. I do unless. Okay.
You know, this is how it used to be.
Yeah.
Like Netflix buying like an AMC?
Yeah, and then Netflix has they. So just let me just
That's,
tell you
that's
what
happening,
happened.
right?
Well, it's happening right now
In Dallas.
because let me tell
Netflix
you
is
what
doing it in there.
At Galleria.
Netflix just did a deal, and then I think Paramount just
Press next
But
somebody
podcast.
just
Netflix is
bought,
at Galleria.
right, but they having somebody just bought Alamo Drafthouse. I think it's MGM or some production company bought
That's smart.
Alamo Drafthouse. Back in the day, that's what they used to do. They used to it's basically direct to consumer.
Sony.
Sony just bought Alamo Drafthouse. You could produce a movie and then distribute it to your
100%.
own.
Oh man, that if you,
100%.
and to prove that, you go back to
Business.
those old pictures.
But
You
then
see
they-
the MGM
yes.
on this. Yeah,
But then they put in a
con?
law
mm-hmm.
that you cannot do that because basically it's like
Monopoly.
Monopoly content.
it's like monopolizing is an antitrust business law or whatever. So that has been what we know. That's why we have the AMC's, the Cinemarks, and stuff like that, Regal Cinemas. That's why we have movie theaters the way they have them. That's why, because they're not getting paid off of the really like
Movies,
showing the
right.
movies. That's why the concessions are high.
That's right.
I think as a consumer,
We're about to love it.
we would love this.
100%.
Issue is it has to be a real estate deal.
Yes.
If it's not a real estate deal, it's the dumbest thing they've ever
Well,
done.
Netflix would win if they independent contract the movies out and they're just aren't they used
But I
as a
think Netflix, I think it would be stupid for Netflix to get into this game.
I think we done for any of
Because
them
To dump
well,
money?
Sony maybe not. Let me tell you why though. Because Netflix already has they house, right? Like Netflix already has their product, and we know Netflix for streaming
And
only.
we don't know.
Yeah,
them
but they
for
just
movies.
did the whole Galleria thing, the experience.
Now, cool if they make it a certain experience. That's what the studios gonna have to do.
Yeah.
Studios
I
gonna
think
have
I know
to
where
do-
he's getting at.
Now
I'm
we're
saying,
talking
This is
about
the
I
Red
know
Lobster
Netflix.
deal content. This is
Yes,
the Red Lobster
I know
deal
Netflix.
content. Yeah.
I'm not going out to a Netflix
Yeah,
theater
you're
to
not
watch
going.
what you should have just put it on streaming
no,
platform.
that's what I just said. It has to be real estate.
But Sony, sure.
But they targeted the wrong audience.
No.
For moviegoers,
Yeah.
their emotion and their attachment is with Cinemark and AMC.
no, we're
AMC
just
already.
assuming that they're showing movies. It says buy theater.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, if they
you gotta
buy
make
the
it an
theater
experience.
for the real estate to turn it into something else so that they can
So you're
capitalize
talking
on
A
about
production
like a Universal-
house.
like a Universal
feel
Studio,
me? A
production
like a
house.
theme park and everything else.
But they would have
Experience.
Well,
said
not
that. They're
even
doing
that.
movie
I'm saying,
theaters.
bro, imagine
Yeah,
if
no.
they would do something like I was in Vegas, bro. I went to a Stranger Things store.
That's
That
what
would
I'm
be
talking
Right?
different. That
I'm
would be
saying,
different.
Imagine
That would be hard.
if you had your own
For Netflix shows only.
right or
That
Netflix
would be
or
hard.
for
'Cause
Sony movies. You have a
Yeah.
Sony movie about to come out, right?
That would be hard.
And you have the classic Sonys and classic MGMs.
Right. You can run them during specials and stuff
That'd
like
be
that.
hard.
so play that
Jaws
back.
section
But then
and,
also, right. But then also, it's moving exhibitions, right? So
Yes,
I wouldn't
sir.
just keep Jaws the whole time.
Like
But maybe a
Crumble
new
Cookie.
one's coming up.
That's what. That's
A
bro.
Quiet
That's
Place.
exactly what I was waiting
Right.
till he was done talking.
A Quiet Place,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
What if they had the whole theater, every single screen showing a Quiet Place, right? Same time.
Yeah.
When you walk in, there's an experience where you got to put on these certain headphones.
It's the experience.
Everything's quiet. You got to go in and be quiet.
Yeah.
You got to experience the movie before you even get into the film.
Come on.
The theaters right now are not doing that. So I think as a consumer, we would love it. Also, the price of the concessions would come down because that's the reason why the concessions are so high
Yeah.
is just because of that.
Yeah, I would say do a Coca-Cola did because you go to Atlanta and you go to Coca-Cola or the one that you guys went to
In
in
Vegas, yeah.
Before you get to the experience, they have that little theater room, right?
Yeah.
Did that happen in Vegas? I don't
Yeah.
know. So
And you can get like a quick, you can get an experience and a history and everything.
yeah, they kind of run down the history of Coke and they
Right.
put you behind that wall and then you just see this to me like Jurassic Park when they put that little fence up and you're watching the thing. Do the same thing. Get you one or two theaters. Only put out like the big ones, the ones you're about to release. Have an experience going into that movie. Release it on stream. Take it out.
He's
Put a
right.
new one in there. The rest of it should be experience. Again, if this is
Only
about real
experience.
estate.
Only
Yeah,
experience.
only experience.
Nothing
you
else
keep
but
doing
experience.
movies,
Right.
it's a wrap.
Because really, Netflix got AMC, Cinemark, and them. They don't have a back end making money or a front end.
That's right.
Netflix got a powerhouse over
Are
here
you
making
kidding
money,
me?
so
All
they're
of them
good
do.
on that.
All of
So
them
if it's
do.
real estate, cool. But if it's not experience, like service is cool, but the number one thing is hospitality.
Give
If
it
it
to
ain't
'em. Give
experience,
it to
bro,
'em.
you're out of there.
And honestly,
You're
out of there.
and you can do it like you don't have to, bro. Maybe the Stranger Things thing is only in Vegas. So if you got to see it, you got to go to Vegas to do it.
That's
And
genius.
then there's
another
That's genius.
show.
That's genius.
You know what I'm saying?
So
you got to
every
go to.
state kind of has
Nah,
its own.
it's
Yeah,
just
like
Right. it's
have,
really
a, have a
genius,
Hulu
bro.
hub in Dallas. And
It's
You see what I'm
genius, bro.
saying?
It's genius.
And it's
It's all
like,
about-
oh man,
yes.
I love Psych, but I gotta go to. I love The Office. I gotta go to Scranton to go to the
Come on.
the
Come
Office
on.
experience.
And
Yeah,
you open
yeah.
the door
You know what I'm
and soon as you open the door, ding, ding,
Like
ding,
you
ding,
got
ding,
so
ding.
that part. Maybe I'm swaying myself. That part I think is cool. I think there may be some like red flags when it comes to monopoly stuff, but
Yeah.
just the movies are. People are talking about how the movie industry is kind of dying. We go to the
It's
movies all the
not.
time. It's really not.
I don't think it is.
I
But
don't think so
also,
either.
why
You gotta
not
target
just,
the audience.
It's-
why not just have them like have that experience, but also make it like law? I don't know if that's even possible, but like make it law that that they don't change selling the movies to Cinemark and United Artists and stuff like that.
so-
Right. We can still
this,
do that too.
this isn't assuming that every movie theater is being bought. What you should
Right.
do is go get them struggling ones,
Yes.
get them up out of
Them Alamo
there,
Draft
save
House.
their family, save their
Now
stress.
you have the real estate.
Make sure they don't die.
You know where the struggling one's at, though.
You know, hey, you know,
You know Netflix ain't putting their money over there.
nah, that's the cheapest real estate ever.
The
Go
dollar
get
movie theaters like in Lancaster. and
oh my
yes,
God.
because
Do
it's
you know how
already
much
built.
money-
The infrastructure already built.
It's
they
already
looking for
there.
like Frisco, Mansfield. You
Sure,
know.
but listen, what I'm saying is, if you listen, the money that they have would change that
Crazy.
neighborhood immediately.
Yeah.
Like,
100%.
okay, if y'all listening,
You know they
please
ain't
pay
trying to hear
attention. Y'all, since you keep firing all the DEI people, here goes some stuff right here. Clear it out because that has been paid for forever. Redbird Mall been there forever. Knock that thing down. Throw in a Hulu hub right there on Redbird
That
Mall.
would actually be a good idea to put it at the Redbird Mall.
You see
just,
what I'm saying?
Just buy that whole thing and just turn it
what's
out.
the difference between that and the dollar movie theater? They're sitting on the same amount of lot, right?
Well, that
The parking
location's
lot.
different, though. I would think that location's different.
Either one. I'm going to the hood. I'm knocking out that line.
And you can do
You ain't
like,
taking cruising
you
them
can do
to
like,
in South Dallas. They
Bro,
put a
if the
Netflix out there.
Hulu hub dropped in
Wow,
the middle of the hood,
He's
Bro,
stunting for the camera.
I take him to Top
you
Golf
can
and down.
do like show releases early. Like let's say like Power comes
Come on,
out
man.
on Fridays.
Come on, man.
But what if you were like a member fan? You can go watch Power Wednesday night.
Come
or
on,
something.
man. And they can keep
You know
people
what I'm
Or they
coming
can
in there.
shoot or like you said, they can shoot like they do the stand-ups. They can shoot it there.
Come
You
on,
know what I
man.
mean? Like
Come on,
have it in the
man.
actual
Come on.
room and shoot it
And
there.
there's like
endless.
and basically you're just getting experience of behind the scenes and everything else.
Endless.
I think it would
would be
be dope
genius.
if
It
they
would be
do
genius.
it the
It would be
right way.
genius.
And there's like it can't just be the only thing on the consumer side that I know would piss me off because this is the battle it's gonna get into is that like damn I want to go see a Sony movie and like the nearest Sony theater ain't till like 45 away and then like
Man,
I
that's
know
part
but
of
it's-
it.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what the consumers are gonna say, right?
Facts.
Like their gripe is gonna be like
It's too far away.
it's too far away. Why there's a movie theater literally right down the street from my house.
Well, that's why you can't make it. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
You put
It
a hotel
cannot-
there.
It
I'll
can't
put a
just
hotel
be
there.
straight
No, it
movies.
can't even be movies. It can be one or two that you pick out to your point. And if you want to have content throughout the week to keep people coming through the doors, and you want to switch it up like Crumble, go for it. I'm saying like it cannot be movies. It has to be about everything else. It has to be about the experience. It has to be about grabbing the best show on Netflix, the best top 10 shows.
They can do
and
that
having-
and sell out there. You're
Yeah.
only showing it there at that, like he said,
The
at that
top
state,
10.
at that location.
Come
They will
on, man.
sell out.
It cannot be just movies. It's got to be something.
$5,000 tickets.
Come
They
on,
will
bro.
sell out.
People
Right.
drive
We're
to
doing
SeaWorld.
if they did if they did an exclusive showing of Suits or like Ozarks,
on,
like a
man.
special episode only screening
on.
here, $5,000 ticket, somebody's buying it. Trust me.
No, 100%.
There's people out here that like collectible. Trust me.
This is actually a good one because they should
that's
buy
good.
them, but not all of them. Let the big ones because again, that's a lot of real estate, boy. I'm talking
See,
about big
hire
old movie
Cori
theaters.
and put him on your emotional.
No, that is for sure.
Yeah,
that is 1,000%. I
Yeah.
will go to every single one of your movies. Jeremy too.
Yep.
And Katie
Oh yeah,
too.
Jay
We'll
Ward.
be at
Hire this
every-
boy.
What's
we
next?
When we say we watch movies, we watch
He
movies.
ain't got the D pass.
I know, crazy.
Whoa, my God! I didn't even notice it.
I done had a whole bunch of painkillers.
Speaking of, bro, I
before
watched
came on, so.
Wakanda Forever again for the first time since I watched it in theaters.
Is it really that good?
Bro, people, I think because there was like a hatred of the movie at first because obviously
comedy.
T'Challa had passed and you know everybody was all up in arms about like a woman being Black Panther or whatever and then diversity. That movie is tough, bro.
I gotta go
Like
back.
story wise,
Yeah, it
Good
was
story.
It was good.
I gotta go
the
back.
action crazy.
The fight scene.
Yes, bro, and it all kind of makes sense. And then now,
There's a lot of emotion in that one. Though.
I'll get into
Yeah,
it.
get us on
later,
some
bro.
shadow work.
Yeah, bro. You know, so I'm finna take out to the shadow realm real quick. You know what I'm saying? Because we was finna talk about Thanos. I ain't gonna do it. I'll save it for the last. Exactly. Just
Do
snap
it for the
away.
vine. I ain't gonna.
All
do
right.
it.
Are y'all ready for some shadow work? This one might be a little tough, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Yes, sir.
Here we go. Reflect on a time you felt guilty. What values or beliefs were challenged in that situation? Take your time to think, man.
What values or beliefs?
Were challenged in that situation. I'll tell you something. I'll start where y'all think. I think there's a lot of times in my life that like I feel guilty, and and most people will say stuff like, "I don't regret anything," right? And for me, I'm not to say that's not true for you. It's a little bit of cap for me. There's things in my life that like I wish I have never done, and I think I still could have got to the same person I am by not doing those
that.
things.
Yeah.
So that's just my belief. If you feel different, that's okay. But I think there are plenty times in my life where I felt as if my belief is that was a very selfish belief, meaning, for example, let's say I had been with a married woman or something. This is an example. This is not a true story. But my belief would be that, like, the covenant is theirs to keep and not mine.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good one.
Right? Like, that was my belief that was challenged in that situation. When really my other morale, like, value that was being challenged is, am I being selfish? You know what I'm saying?
Course.
In hindsight, in a situation like that, and I've not in that situation, I've been in situations where I felt guilty for those type of values being challenged. It's like, dang, I really was just being selfish and not thinking about how the other person will be affected by the ways that I treated them, behaved, acted in that moment. Yeah, I also feel guilty one time. I turned up on my boy Tajay one time in college. He probably don't remember this at all. And that moment plays in my head like once a month. Crazy.
You can never get it back.
Exactly. And that's what I was talking about
You
earlier.
never know how you feel.
Exactly, bro. That's what I was talking about earlier. And he loved me. I love him. That's my boy, bro. But it was over something stupid and petty, kind of like this person stole my cologne or my money or my clothes or whatever. And it's like, in that moment, in my haste to be a jerk, I have forever painted a picture of who I am to this person.
Forever.
And whether he forgave me or not, he's not going to forget that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like there's a bunch of times.
Oh, yeah. I'm about to say, I'm sure we got a long list. I'll just say, I'll just go, there's several, but I'll just stick to the wife stories for obvious purposes. But, one day after therapy, I came to my wife and I was just bawling, man. And she couldn't she couldn't figure out why. And I was trying to explain to her, I just kept apologizing, right? It's because I felt guilty because, there is this certain part of my life, this trauma in my life that I did not move or did not even try to attempt to move. I suppressed it, and that led to a certain normalcy in our relationship that was just causing issues. I never addressed it. It would just bother me. And then I would get to points where I'm exploding.
Blow up.
Yeah. So, and I knew this was happening, and I never was, I consciously knew it was there, and I consciously never spoke to it. I just continued to let things happen. Now, ultimately, I found out later I was a little ignorant to the triggers that caused that, so it's not all the way my fault where I was just like, completely engaged with my emotions enough to know that that's what I was doing. But at the end of the day, I knew I was making that choice in that moment when I had my therapist always says, some of the problems that you possess come from one of your fake yeses should have been a real no. Mm-hmm. I've said that before. A lot of times you go out there and you hear something projected to you that is in your gut tearing your behind up. You know what I'm saying? Somebody might say something to you and you just know good and well you do not agree with this thing, but you love that person enough to be like, yeah, let's do it. Yeah. Well, yeah, sure. But deep down, you're like, man, no, I ain't doing that. And man, this is crazy. Why are we doing this? Why this? But instead, to not even have to go through all that is, yeah, sure. What happens over time with that? My value of being what I thought was genuine obviously gets diminished because I'm not being genuine. I'm not providing a genuine experience. And then how are you supposed to be able to make a model of my emotions if I'm not being genuine? And then I'm holding you accountable for not making a model of my emotions. Crazy cycle. So that was, I'll just stick to that one.
Mine was the first time I had to whoop my daughter, man.
Yeah, that's a big one. Ooh.
That one, I was like,
I don't even know what that feels like. Is that devastating?
No, I wasn't devastating. It was just like, dang, like I whooped her. And that's it. It's like, man, I had to whoop my daughter. This is probably when she was like 2, 3.
Yeah, a little spankings.
And I mean, at the time you're like, okay, I had to whoop him. But then when you really sit back, you're like, dude, you really didn't have to whoop the kid. No. You know what I mean? You're like, what? It's just a little light spanking, but you just feel like you're the worst person. Let's clear it up.
When we say whooping, we not beating. We
just whoa. Yeah, these days whooping is me. Nah, we ain't doing none of that. Nah. But a little like pop. Hey, don't. But yeah, that day that was it. I never did it again. I've always I told myself that I will always talk to them about everything, whatever it is. Hey, you made X, Y, and Z. This is how we can do this. I saw your favorite word, opportunity. I saw opportunity over here. Next time we can go this way. And you know it works because I have two of the best kids on planet Earth. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Hitting home runs and everything.
Oh yeah, he out here. Yeah, you know, just anybody want a baseball deal at an early age, lock in now.
I guess it's
Yeah, the second he don't even know I'm his agent. He don't even know that yet. You know, it's over with.
I say for me, I know this one's just a little bit deeper, but I think for me it was the challenge of understanding family and what does that mean to me, and then also like what does that mean to other people. And so when I like for me feeling guilty was like family never got to see me for who I really was for the longest period of time. And then also like who I felt was family, I just had thought, you know, blood this, blood that, or just, you know, oh, we shared a last name, so it's family, you know, stuff like that. Like that was always the thought process. Whereas I realized that that's not the case. You know,
Real talk.
and you know, my belief was, you know, family was everything. Family is everything, but it was so small. Yeah, it was so funneled into family was and is everything if they are your blood or if they are your
somebody else
family.
to find family for you,
right? But like when I learned that the true belief is my chosen family can be equally as strong as my family, that just shifted my whole life, you know? And there was a situation that happened in like 2020 that really made me like have to like look deep within myself to like, hey, all right, bro, like no more hiding, no more nothing. It was a really intense situation where I had almost lost all of my friends, like in one night. Like all of my close friends, like we're a close friend group, you know, and like there was a situation that happened, and I can't really get into a lot of details, but it was a situation that happened that had I not done what I needed to do and say what I needed to say, not to say that I'm the glue of this friendship of this group, but like had I not logged off Xbox and then called each one of these people and like took care of business, I don't know where that whole situation, I don't know where that family would be. You know, and so like that really did, like I value that other change. I value chosen family so much more than I used to because of that. So
I also be feeling guilty when I don't be there's friends that I haven't reached out to in a while.
I'm bad at that, boy.
That's
And
me,
my belief is just that like
object permanence for me.
Well,
yeah, I'm the same.
I
way.
used to feel guilty until I understood what object permanence was to me.
I'm with that.
Right. No. I feel you. I just the belief that is challenged within me that I center myself back on is that like your real ones are gonna be your real ones no matter what. You don't have to like, you know what I'm saying? That people go through different seasons and like just because I haven't talked to you or you haven't talked to me in a while doesn't mean that you don't love me.
That's what I
love
believe.
You can be in different zones though.
That's
You
what
can
I'm
be in
saying.
zones. I'll put you in zone 1 whenever you call me like I call you.
100%.
Or you can be in zone 4 way over there because I ain't talked to you in 15 years. That don't mean when I pick up the phone I don't like you. We don't have a good conversation.
No, I'm not talking about liking and who I consider as being friends, they're all in zone 1. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah. If you're in zone 1, it's because you talk to me. But my thing to Jeremy's point is, hey, a phone work 2 ways, boy.
Yeah, but I'm talking about just for me.
Yeah.
And yes, phones work 2 ways, but I'm not expecting anything out of somebody who I haven't either given myself or you're going through life. Like I gotta keep that in perspective too. That maybe I'm not necessarily the first priority on your list of things going on.
No, you don't want to. But again, and I respect that. But at the end of the day, maybe you don't put the expectation on them to be held to a standard of your level that you're holding them to. That's just false expectations, and that's be silly. But if you're putting the effort to keep that friendship alive, a true friendship shows that same effort or somewhere similar to that effort over time. If it's constantly you calling because, quote unquote, you have the time, your life isn't any less valuable because you made choices to not have kids and they do, or you work less or more than they do. Whatever your choices were, what they are, whatever decisions they're going to make to stay in your life to be able to accommodate that as your friend, they will have to make, or they're not your friend. This is just somebody who's in zone 2, 3, 4. You see, like this is somebody I associate with. But my boys, if I pick up the phone right now, they'll pick up. If they need to talk to me, they'll call. No. It's not. Yeah, it's.
I'm not. I mean? I'm not even necessarily even saying that. I'm not talking about pick up the phone and I don't answer. I'm talking like there are times where I like come to realization, I haven't talked to this person in a month.
Oh yeah. Like you haven't done your job.
Right.
Now
you know
that makes sense.
So it's like, dang, I feel guilty. But then the fight for that is, and I see we all handle our relationships and friendships differently. But the way I see the human experience in general is that none of us are more important than the next person, for sure. But we're all going through life. We're all experiencing life, and we're all doing it differently. And there will be times where our lives are not in the same bandwidth.
Sure.
Right? And that can be perceived as I'm putting an effort and you're not. And I don't think that that's the case. Yeah. Because there may be a time where the bandwidth also switches to where they're putting an effort and you may not be, and they feel the same way. So I don't like to perceive it as that way. I like to perceive it as, if I talk to you and I'm like, hey, is everything good? And you're like, oh, no, everything's good. Just life has been so busy, been doing this, that, and the third, da. If there's animosity there, then sure. But if it's not, I'll just be feeling guilty sometimes that I haven't reached out and I can reach out. I also have a very, very bad habit of texting somebody. They text me back. I text them again. They text me back, and I just forget to respond until like a week later.
That's a Middleton trait.
That's what that don't mean, bro. I'd be quick to respond.
Anyway.
I don't like to not respond. I also will shut that conversation down real quick.
Mm-hmm. Make sure when it comes to your friendships and every other relationship that you put in the effort that you need to put in, and if you are feeling guilty, you need to reflect on this question where you felt guilty and what values and beliefs were challenged. You probably need to sleep on it and get some rest. Maybe wake up and drink some tea and think about it. And be well. We'll see y'all next week.
Hey, what's up?
And it's stuck.
Hey.
Okay.